Good evening, everyone. So today we're so happy and glad. So we've just invited our former Raffles Christian School Kubonjur campus student, which is Claire Regina Kurniawan. So I would like to, show her background. Okay, so basically, Claire Regina Kurniawan went to primary, middle, and high school in RCSKJ, and now she's studying at York University, majoring in psychology. Fun fact, she provides education, recreation, and support opportunities to individuals or peer mentor in the same major. She was considered a top performer for Cambridge IGCSE academic year 2017 to 2018 and achieved a total of 5 A star and A grades. My name is Javier and I'm from Junior College 1 of Raffles Christian School Kubonjur campus and will be your host today.
And I am Nara or Kara from Secondary 2 and will also be your host for today's podcast.
All right. So, Claire, how are you, Claire?
I'm okay. Not much. What about you?
I'm good. How about you, Nara?
I'm doing great.
Okay.
Okay. Are you having your midterm exams now?
Actually, yeah, midterms started like early October and they're ending kind of, well, I wouldn't say they're ending, but my last exam before final season is November 24th. So it's like week after week I always have like an exam pretty much. So yeah, because I'm taking quite the number of courses this semester. So yeah. So it is kind of midterm season, I guess I'd say. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So you're preparing really hard, aren't you?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
I mean, you're studying really hard, aren't you?
Well, I mean, I guess so. As hard as I can. That's what I will say. Yeah.
Okay. Fun fact, guys. So not long ago, I texted Claire at around 12:49 p.m. Jakarta time, and she's texting me back around 12:50 p.m., which is 1:49 a.m. in the morning, and she's still up. And I asked her, "What are you doing? Like, what are you doing, Claire? What are you doing? That's in the morning. You should be sleeping. What are you doing? I don't get it."
Honestly, so sorry about that. Honestly, sleeping after midnight, like even in JC, in my opinion, it's become so normal. It doesn't even like for me, when I see it's 12 a.m., and this is not just for study, by the way, this is also for kind of like, I've become so used to it because of study that now when I want to do other things, like for example, play with my friends and stuff, I just look at the time, I see it's like 0:00 or it's like 12 a.m. I'm like, it's only 12 a.m. Like that I have like 3 more hours and stuff to like do other things. And I know this is not very healthy. I do not encourage everyone to have a really messy sleep schedule. It is not good for you. But I also it's just become like such a norm here. And I guess that is like one of the things that they say about university as a meme. That's like, oh, you're just gonna sleep at 3 a.m. You're gonna wake up at 6 to go to a lecture, and that is actually so true sometimes. Like, it really depends, and I guess that's why it depends on your time management and stuff. But sometimes you also just have so much to do that it's like it's just hard to like sleep at like 10 p.m. and have everything done because you're human, and when you're in uni, you don't have like everyone doing stuff for you. You don't have, for example, like your mom to cook for you. You don't have you don't just have someone there constantly to be like, here's your food, here is your something that you need, oh, let me drive you home. Because using a car here, like, I swear, I miss having a car. I can't drive, but having like a car to bring me places instead of using like the subway or something, it just takes so long. And because of that, I don't even go anywhere. Sorry guys, but like, yeah. So yeah, when you're in university, you have, well, most of the time, I guess this is the situation where you kind of you cook for yourself. you have to do other things that is more than just study. It is more, uni is like a test of like your resilience, in my opinion, in terms of like life. And it's not, it makes you learn a lot in such a short time, and not just academically. That's what I feel university is like. And so, going back to your time thing, 12 a.m., it seems like such a late time, and it seems like, what are you doing at 12 a.m.? But again, you're human, you do human things, and it's just normal that way. And you're gonna look at 12 a.m. you're gonna be like, it's fine, I can squeeze in a bit more. I can either like play, I'll watch a movie maybe because I don't have the time to do that in the daytime, or it's like, yeah. So it's a bunch of different things, and I know it's really late, but you'll probably get used to it over time. Like, yeah. So
But did you not consider your health? I mean, 3 a.m. is where your body needs to, relax and work, work like normal, as a normal human being.
yeah, no, totally. I do like, I guess in a way, that's the thing, right? You kind of have to choose and sacrifice at times, and it's kind of, that's like how it is most of the time. You either, it's like, okay, do you want to sleep early and maybe wake up at like, I don't know, 6 a.m. for school, right? That's what I used to wake up for school. And I mean, you can do that. Or do you want to just sort of like get most of your work done now, so tomorrow you don't have so much to worry about? That's how I think about it. I like to think of it in an aspect where it's like, I want to do things that my future self will thank me for. So that's what I tell myself when I want to procrastinate, when I'm not in the mood to do anything. I'm like, just do it, because you, in a few hours, when you want to play a game, when you want to watch something, you'll not think about this. And that's what I tell myself, and I feel like it's very helpful. So instead of being like, okay, do this because you have to, do this so your future self thanks you. And it's sort of like, okay, good, now I can sleep more, I can do other things more. So again, time management. And of course, I'm not saying that don't take care of your health. That is very, very important. I wouldn't say sleep at 3 a.m. every day. Definitely like space it out. And of course, going back again, time management is very important in uni, in life in general. It's just if you can manage your time well, if you know how not to procrastinate, everyone has different study methods. If you know how not to procrastinate, it helps like so much. It helps so much. Like, yeah, we actually discussed like several study tips, which I can like just give you, or I can like say a few later on if that's something that you're interested in. So yeah.
Yeah. But isn't your health is your wealth? I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Well, for that, I don't know. I'm not the biggest
I mean, like,
self-care person.
if you sleep at 3 a.m. and wake up at 6 a.m. and you go for a lecture, you cannot concentrate at all. Like, how do you stay productive? That's not healthy at the same time. How do you cope with that?
I guess that's why that's just one of the things, honestly. Like I've had that situation before where it's kind of just like, I had like an 8 a.m. lecture in the winter. You have to walk like with snow and everything, and like it's cold, you just want to lay in bed and everything, and it's hard. It is hard, but I think it's also the fact that like professors understand this, and it's also, again, your brain will tune in at some point. Like sometimes that 8 a.m. lecture, that was like a 3-hour lecture. Of course your brain's gonna tune out at some time. Like, of course, it's just gonna happen. You tune in, you tune out, and stuff like that. And again, especially now with how I guess like the hybrid way of learning, some professors do record their lectures beforehand. I know I have gone through a lot of classes where they are like, okay, watch the pre-recorded lecture, so you know some information. You come to lecture and we're just gonna explain some of that stuff for you. So it's like that, and it's kind of just like, it's not saying it's optional, but it's okay if you tune out from time to time. It is normal. They record that lecture sometimes, and you can always look back. So that's why for me, usually if it's like that, I either sleep really early. Those are the days, like that's the one night like before that 8 a.m. class where I will like sleep early, for example. I don't do that like every night though, because I do have a lot of things to do. But or it's like coffee. That's how I cope. I'm not saying that again it is healthy, but that is how I cope. I do advocate for, I guess, sleeping early because I think people should do that, but I also think that it is sometimes very unrealistic, and it's just like health is wealth, but it is so much harder than that. I'm not trying to scare anyone and be like, okay, university, you have to sleep at 3 a.m. every day or you're not doing it right. That's not true at all. That is so not true. It's just that that is so normal around here. And it's like, if you don't have to do that, that's amazing. That's great. Like, if you don't have to sleep at 3 a.m., if you don't have to sleep after 12 a.m., let's say, every day, that's amazing. But like, yeah. So different people have different ways of doing things, and whatever works for them, this is what works for me. But if it doesn't work for you, then that's completely normal. Don't worry about it. And it's just it's just do what's best for yourself. That's all, really.
Yes. Okay, that's the nice perspective from your side. Okay. Although it's quite mind blowing though, okay. But before we continue further, like we want to know your background, okay? So as we already know, like you choose psychology as your major, right? But we want to know like why choose psychology as your major? Why? What's the big reason behind it?
Well, to be completely honest, I didn't even know what I wanted to do until my mom told me. She was like, you should go for psychology. And I was like, okay. I mean, because the thing is, I don't really know what else I want to do. So that's that. And the thing is, up until a few months ago, I didn't even know what I wanted to be in terms of like, why am I taking psychology? Like, I don't know if I want to be a psychologist. That's like a lot of stuff. That's like a long time of school. And so and with an uncertain result. So the thing is, a few months ago, I guess last semester in the summer, I took a writing and psychology course, and my professor there, she's amazing. I love her so much. She was great. Oh, and this is just a fun fact. Professors sometimes are great, sometimes they're not, but either way, you can always change your professor. So you'll learn about that more, I think. But yeah, so she's amazing. This professor, she gave us, on top of like lecture content, she had this one class where it was like a workshop, and she sort of like brought in like one of the student volunteers, and she was like, okay, today we're going to talk about pathways in psychology, because I know that that's not widely spoken about. And I was like, that is so true. I actually don't know. And I found that like I was actually very, very scared because of my future, because I didn't know what I wanted to be. I didn't know what I had to do, and I was constantly scared. Like, they say like to get into graduate school, you need labs, you need experience, and to get into labs, you have to know professors, you have to talk to them, you have to get started early because you don't want to stay an extra year just because you have a lab. This is all very confusing. I was very confused when I heard it too, but yeah, basically graduate school is like when you get like your PhD and everything, and it's just like so yeah, it takes a long time. And this professor, she was like, well, there's more than being a psychologist. You don't have to be a psychologist. And this is so this is where I was a bit like, okay, like I'm not really sure where to go now, what to do, because I don't know what I want. And then this student volunteer, she talked about being a psychotherapist. And a psychotherapist is someone who, from what I know, they basically give talk therapy, but they don't diagnose anyone, and they work in a team. And instead of having to go through years and years of graduate school to end up with a psychologist degree when you don't need that, you can just go to master's, let's say, or a psychotherapist degree, to be a psychotherapist, to get a certificate for that. And I was like, okay, that kind of sounds like it makes sense. And I think that that still aligns with what I want to do. So the reason why I guess I wasn't against being a psychologist, going into psychology, going back to this, is because, and this has a relation in terms of like why I'm choosing to be a psychotherapist now, is because I like sort of talking to people. I like listening to them. I like being able to help them. And I think that that's a very like, I feel like that's just something that a lot of people need right now. And I feel like that's, just to be heard by someone. I think that that's very important. in a world where it feels like in a world where you can feel lonely a lot of the times. That's what I wanted to do. I mean, I wanted to do it for my friends. I would like to do it for more people who actually who go through like the things that we see on like a bigger scale, for example, and stuff like that. And I feel like going back to the psychotherapist thing, that's exactly what a psychotherapist does, in my opinion. I would have to research more on that, but like, yes, I think that is what they do. Point is, I just want to help people. I just want to make sure that they're okay. I can't change the entire world by being a psychotherapist. What I can do is I can hope to change at least someone's little small world. And for example, if I talk to someone and I make their day a bit better, or I may help them sort of, get rid of negative thoughts, or at least help them put it aside, that would be amazing. I think that that's very helpful. I would understand in some sort of aspect how that is, because sometimes I need someone to talk to, and when I do have someone to talk to, it makes me feel so much better. So why would I not do that for other people?